Hello and welcome to Spiritual Coaching Summit. I am so excited to have you here with us this week and all of the different spiritual coaches and experts that I am speaking with this week. Today, we are coming to you a little bit later because I have Neha Sonney from Hong Kong. So we have coordinated our time zones. Thank you for being with me. I'm so excited to have you.
Thank you, Michelle. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, so I love bringing these different spiritual coaches to visit with you and to talk to you about spiritual coaching and about their work in the world and how they've brought together all their expertise, all their life experiences, all their skills and gifts as spiritual coaches. So they show up for their clients with all of these gifts and use all of them with their clients. And Naya has a lot of gifts she brings to the table because for a long time she has been a relationship and love expert, which also then leads her to working with people, beginning with self-love. She has her own powerful journey. She's also a speaker, and so she has a passion for helping people that want to get out there and speak, and she gets out there and speaks her message. And then she added the spiritual coaching to that. So start out by telling us, what do you do for others as a spiritual coach?
In a short sentence, Michelle, I speak to their spirit. So a lot of the times people who approach me, their spirits have shrunk. And this has been my own story, my own experience. And my journey has helped me to bring together bits and pieces of me that people feel when the people feel they're broken on the inside. What they're actually speaking about is their spirit, because of criticism, abuse, whatever they have experienced in their relationships. So they feel less than, they feel not enough. And so this is what I do when I speak with them. The whole time I'm getting them to remember their spirit, getting them to connect with their spirit, and then be able to channel from the higher source, which is their higher self, their higher spirit. And once they have access to that, they can accomplish anything it is that they want, be it a relationship or a job that they want, or anything really, like express their highest selves, pursue their passions.
I really love that you bring it up that way, that you speak to your spirit, their spirit. You speak to that deeper part of people. And that's really a piece I've been talking about all this week that spiritual coaching allows. And it's different from even some other kind of coaching because you always have yourself and the client, and then you bring that spiritual aspect in and you work with people internally all the way at the level of their spirit. And that's when real healing and transformation can happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Because when I talk about this with my 14-year-old, and it's amazing how he is able to relate with that. So it's not limited to you have to understand that you were spirit before you came into this body. Your body is going to go away, but your spirit remains. So spirit is always there, and it is way more powerful for you to expand into whatever it is that you want. Just because you have this body and this mind, you then tend to limit yourself. Like, this is how far I can go. But if you tap into your spirit, it has no form, it has no limits, and then you expand yourself to the unlimited potential, unlimited possibilities. So whatever you imagine, let your spirit go and
I love
imagine all of it.
I love that.
Yeah.
No limits. So when you come to
Yes.
work with your clients, no matter what they're presenting with, you're able to see the no limits, the unlimited potential, and speak to their spirit and speak to that level and bring that forth. You
Yes.
also bring up another great piece, which has come up with all the different experts, the spiritual coaches I've talked with so far. And it's true for me as well. We come to this place because of our own experiences. And you were just saying a minute ago, you had these experiences that you now help others with. And so you went through them and now you turn around and help others.
Yeah, that is right. My own experience has been like since childhood. I didn't have the kind of mother who I could look up to and be the right model for. Like when I grow up, what kind of a mother I would be, I had no idea. No, let's say what is it supposed to be like to be the mother that you would nurture your child. I didn't have a good example of that, but that's why I am able to do what I'm able to do, because when I was 11 years old, Michelle, and everybody listening here, when I was 11 or 12 years old, no more than that, I made a promise to myself that I would be a different mother. And when I became a new mom, that promise came back to me, and my son is the beautiful spirit in my life who was the first person, let's say, to lead me to my transformational journey. And I saw absolute terror in his eyes because of the way I was behaving. Obviously, that was not the best in his best interest. And he was a toddler. His only way to communicate was through crying and through his eyes. He has no language. So that froze me in my tracks and made me realize my promise to myself. And that was, I said, I cannot let this happen to anyone else, not my son, not my own child. So from then on, I have been trying to speak to my own spirit, connect with my spirit, put together myself, and then I was able to help him so that I could speak to his spirit. And it's so beautiful, Michelle, that at 14 years of age, he knows what he wants to do. He knows what he wants to do for a living. He knows where he wants to study, where he wants to work. So, and talking to that spirit of his is like helping him expand into that space and not limit his imagination. He may be limited in certain ways, and many people are limited due to the way their bodies are. They may have a condition, they may have a disease, but when you tap into your spirit, when you are able to be in touch with your spirit, connect with your spirit, it's just unbelievable. So that was my own journey, and I went ahead and, in order to put my spirit back together, I took myself out of that relationship that was not working for me, my previous marriage, that is, and I put myself back together. And at the time, all the relationships around me were toxic in one way or the other. So how do I expand my spirit? I went ahead and just traveled, did all the things that I was told I couldn't do. And so I went dancing. It just, dancing and music, it just helps me be in that higher energy, the high vibration. And staying in that high vibration is one way for you to allow that higher perspectives to come inside you. You may think that, and you're trained, actually, right? People are trained to look on the outside for solutions, but then you don't know how much power your own spirit has. So when you expand your spirit by going and doing the things that you love, this is your way of filling in your own cup. This is your way to love yourself back together. And so go ahead and do the things that you're passionate about. When you have love for yourself, you will have love for others.
That's such an
Thanks.
important message. Thank you for sharing that. And I want to tell you, I really love that at the young age your son is, that you're speaking to him about these things and you're speaking to him about his spirit. It's so powerful. What do you love most about spiritual coaching and being a spiritual coach?
Mm, the fact that I can make a change for people in their lives by working with that which is invisible. And to people, conceptually, it can seem impossible. But that's the part I love. And if I have to describe what it is that and I think we all do as spiritual coaches, is if I have to give a visual description, right? It's like going into someone else's brain or mindset and talking to their spirit. But then there's so many, um let's say there's Christmas lights, okay, and then how many people actually enjoy untangling Christmas, like rolled up Christmas lights, and you want to untangle that.
Yeah.
So when you are doing that, it's stressful for some people. I personally love doing that. And you are doing this, we're doing this in the dark, in someone else's head.
Yes, very much. That is a great analogy. Yes.
And it's amazing because we're able to do this because we did that for ourselves in our own darkness, right? We put ourselves together. We brought that light back inside, got in touch with that light inside of us, untangled all of those relationships, those past traumas and issues, and then you're able to have that lightness that you feel inside, that passion that speaks to you, the passion that attracts people to you. Everything is possible when you are able to just go and do that. So the spiritual coaching bit is that, going to do work with the invisible and being able to do that. So we have no control over anything, but then spirit is the one that helps and brings in moments that I don't even expect in my coaching sessions. Like, I don't know what it is that I would be able to help my client with in that 1 hour that I'm with her. And so all I keep doing is keep reminding, keep sharing my story, keep bringing in those questions and bringing in those silent moments. And those are the moments that bring those ahas for them, which they have not spoken out loud.
That's very true. And that's come up with some of the other people I've talked with and my own experience is that this magic happens because you, as the spiritual coach, you create a safe space and then you hold that space and you bring that energy. And you're right. Sometimes I don't know what's going to happen. A lot of the time, I don't know what's going to happen. And then we get that surprise of look what's unfolding because, and I love what you said, we go in the dark to unravel other people's stuff, to untangle it. And then we help unfold what's underneath that. And we don't even always know what's going to come up because really it's all inside the client. And we're
Yeah,
just facilitating the healing and transformation.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And it's beautiful to see that transformation in them. And then the the smile, what brings a smile to my face is when they are able to, speak that, it's their spirit talking. And it's amazing. It's beautiful when they experience that, what we are trying to do.
Yes.
It's great.
And you
Yeah.
find out too that they have in their mind what they're coming to you for, but there's always a bigger plan and a bigger picture, and things happen that they really came for that they can't even put words to. And that starts coming forward.
Yes, there's so many layers underneath that, Michelle, that they may talk about one thing. So recently, what I'm experiencing with my client is like on the surface, she seems that she may not have any fears or doesn't have any fear of intimacy, fear of rejection. But then she actually was rejecting herself in a certain way. She didn't even realize that she was doing that. So it's about bringing the awareness to your thoughts, your behaviors, your emotions, your feelings, tuning into your body And when you're able to tune, because our bodies are instruments, and our feelings and emotions don't lie to us, they're just telling us the exact status of our being. They're just there to communicate that. And many a times we don't listen to that because we're so up in our heads and so up in our minds. So when you take the time to disconnect and get in touch with spirit through meditation, through being in nature, practicing silence, this is how this is what I also tell my clients, that you have to put yourself in that place where you are able to be in touch with your own spirit. And by doing activities that you love, taking yourself out in nature and just enjoying your own company, it's like there is you and there is spirit. And then there's two of you talking, and then you get to know so much more about yourself that nobody else can tell you about you. No Google, no one can tell you about you.
That's a great point. That's true. When you can touch yourself at the level of spirit and get to know that and that connection, you find things that no one else can tell you about you. You uncover who you really are. What would you tell
Yeah.
others about working with a spiritual coach? Like why to have one, or what can be achieved, or what to look for?
What to look for? Absolute mayhem, transformation. Because if I describe, I like to make it visual. So if I have to describe it, it's like what happens to the caterpillar when they're inside the cocoon. And then the caterpillar does not look anything like the butterfly. So what's
Yeah.
happening inside the cocoon is what we're working on when we're working with our clients. It's absolute um, deconstruction of the body. Like that caterpillar becomes absolute mush. It's a scary process. It can seem scary because you don't know, but the coach knows because they have been through that. They have come out of their cocoons and now they are the butterfly, and they're holding that vision for you because they see that butterfly that you are already, and they hold that vision for you. So, and every time they keep reminding of you, every time you have fears and doubts that come up for you, they keep reminding you of the possibilities that you are going to become. You have that in you. You are that caterpillar, and no doubt you will be that butterfly. It's a matter of allowing yourself to receive becoming that butterfly that you were meant to be. So in that cocoon is like that container, magic container that you talk about, right? So allowing that safe space where they feel like, oh my God, what's happening? I don't know about this. I don't know about that. But that's where they're building one little leg at a time, one antenna at a time, one colors, whatever it is happening inside that container. It's bit by bit they're being put together and transforming at the same time. It's beautiful to experience that. And once they believe in themselves, like that's the whole purpose. You want to work with a spiritual coach, is because the spiritual coach is going to help you believe in yourself, because they believe in themselves. They have seen themselves, how believing in themselves has taken them to the place that they want it to be. So believing in yourself is the thing that's going to make the difference. Believe in yourself, believe in that spirit of you. And then you become that person who is like superwoman or superman, whatever it is. It's just invincible, because that's what spirit is. So what is possible for you when you are invincible? Like the relationship that you are looking for, the job that you may be looking for, the passion that it is that you want to, your business, your entrepreneurial journey, what it is, your travels, whatever it is that you dream so passionately about, everything and anything is possible when you believe in yourself. And the spiritual coach is going to help you and do anything and everything in their power to get you to that place.
You're very inspiring and motivating when you're working with people and when you're speaking with people. And that's an important part. And that's why I also talk about sometimes people will consult somebody one time and they'll get a session of some kind, but really stepping in and working with a coach in that container over a period of time is how you can unravel and hold them the whole time they're in that cocoon, like you talk about, from the caterpillar to the butterfly, and you're there and you're lifting them up and you're reminding them and you're holding the vision on the days that they're not able to hold it. And that is what happens when you step in and you make that commitment and that decision to heal and transform over a period of time. And so you're really demonstrating how someone can be there for you and say, you can do this. Here's what happens. It's going to be messy, but look what's on the other side. And I see your potential. And that's really what you're doing and what you're saying.
Yes, absolutely. It's just reminding them, continuously. There is this saying by Oprah Winfrey about the aha moment. People think that it's something that they never thought about, but it's a remembrance. It's a reminder of something that they know at a very deep level. So it's not something new. It's those aha moments that create the magic and help them believe in that part of that spirit where that speaks to them.
I really love that. A remembrance. Yeah, that's something to think about. I like that. Tell everybody, tell us now, what are the best ways to connect with you?
Um, you can connect with me on my website, which is www.nehasonney.com. I am on Facebook and I'm LinkedIn. Just send me a private message. On my website, I have a free guidebook for you to download if you are looking to find the most perfect relationship and keep your perfect partner. Go and subscribe to my email list and you will receive that free guide. And yeah, I'm on Instagram with a different name, so maybe drop that in the comments.
Yes,
I'm on
very much.
Instagram as well.
Great.
That's my relationship coach. Yeah.
So that free guide can be found right there on your website and they can connect with you. Make
Yes.
sure you're connected with both of us on Facebook and you can use the hashtag Spiritual Coaching Summit to see all of these videos all week long. And let me ask you one more thing. If there's one thing that you want to share with this community, with our audience now, what is it you would share with them?
There is a quote that resonates very deeply with me. And this is when I was single and really wanting that beautiful, sacred, safe relationship in which I could grow into the person that I always wanted to be. And for me, that relationship is everything. And the quote that I absolutely love and I live by is, unless it's mad, passionate, or extraordinary love, it is a waste of your time. There are too many mediocre things in life. Love shouldn't be one of them. Because when it comes to love, you have to put aside your ego. It does not, the way you do your job is not the way you're going to approach your relationships. So you have to let go of that. And spirit is all about letting go of the ego and connecting with that expandedness, because ego is always going to be, showing you judgments, showing you like just comparing you and making you less. This is why when you connect with love, that is you, that is a highest source, highest thing that you can experience inside of a beautiful relationship. You do not want to compromise on that, because you don't know what it can bring for you. And it's the most beautiful thing you will ever experience. So don't pass on that opportunity and believe in yourself that you will find that love that you are looking for.
That is really powerful. That is, when you said that, and it reminds me again of the spiritual coaching and working with people, because they come to us and they have so much mediocre in their lives and they're compromising and they're settling. And again, you're calling them to have permission and to be lit up about life and go for what you want, because they're living these lives they don't love. And then you working with relationships and how in your own journey you created that mad, passionate, loving relationship that fulfills you. And then you were able to really go out and create this whole life and your work in the world. And so you're a great example of that. And that is what a spiritual coach can really help with, is helping you not just live where everything is mediocre and you're settling, to get lit up about things. And don't you find that as a spiritual coach, you help people dig in there and rediscover what they love and what they like and what lights them up?
Yeah, absolutely. Many a times people, because of their past experiences, they say, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this. So that they know what they don't want, but spirit doesn't understand that. Universe doesn't understand that. It'll just give you whatever it is that you're focusing on.
Yes.
So it's just reminding them of their, what are you focusing on? Okay, you know what you don't want, but do you know what you do want? So then during my sessions, I ask them, okay, make a list of things that you actually do want. What is it that inspires you when you see this particular thing in a person? What is it that you like about a certain person? What do you like about Michelle? What is it that you like about Beck or Sarah or Jesse or whoever, Todd, right? What do you like about that person? What inspires you to be like them in a certain way? But actually it's a connection that people feel towards you or anybody else, right? Because it's not possible, it's just impossible. Whatever it is that inspires you in others, be guaranteed and 100% sure that that is there in you as well. For sure, it's hidden underneath all that gunk, all those limiting beliefs. It's there, and that's a reminder for you that you can get in touch with that part of you when you
It's such a great
allow it. Yeah, when you
It's
allow
such a
that
great
spirit.
reminder, because
Yeah.
very much what you brought up, we find so much people say, I don't want this, I don't want that, and I don't like this. And then we say, what do you want? And they don't know. They know what everybody else wants for them and from them, and they don't know what they want. And we are able to help reconnect them with that, with what they want, that's them and that's from inside of them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the highest, like that's the law of attraction, right? So be
Yes.
clear about what you're ordering. You're ordering your pizza. What do you want on your pizza?
Yes, and what you
No, I
said,
don't
if
want
you're focusing, I don't want, the universe doesn't understand that. The universe understands whatever you're focusing on. So we have to stop feeding that and start feeding what we want. Yeah, that's a great universal law of attraction piece there. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for being with me today and for talking with our audience and our community. We're so glad you all have been with us, connect with Neha, go to her website, get the guide, see what she's up to, and we will see you all on Facebook. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Michelle.